all of those present today, especially from INEA and all of the other project and partners that are there, all working together. I'm presenting our RISE project today, a very passionate team from across Europe, working to see how we revolutionise the learning process, looking at some of the challenges that we face, as William talked about earlier there, the micro-credentials and micro-modules, how we integrate that system into the traditional learning process to give the learner the choice. The greatest challenge we have is how do we stimulate the learner to engage and use the skills in their daily work to reduce the carbon footprint of construction. What we're doing in RISE is how we're going to use digitalisation to accelerate learner engagement, to transform the face of delivery from the traditional delivery to complement that with sustainable energy skills in the construction sector. How do we put the learner in charge by monetising the skills development and the learning exchange with a digital system based on skills recognition and accreditation? How do we inspire the demand for sustainable skills by providing clear learning interactions, transparency of upskilling transactions, and the recognition of the qualifications? Next slide, please. Through RISE, we're looking to change the face of learning to complement the traditional pathway. We want to use a structured blended accreditation and digital delivery certification model, a CPD route for recognition alongside the traditional certification route. So we're not looking to replace what's there. We're looking to complement, exactly as William said earlier on, how we use a multifaceted approach to engage with participants, stimulate, and ensure the process is more accessible. So the micro modules that we will deliver will complement the larger learning pieces and be the building blocks of learning. How we overcome the obstacles to learning by using that standard accreditation, digital certification, segmented approach, the multifaceted micro modules, and then the accredited digital credentials, all building towards giving the learner the ownership of their own digital individual learning account. How we use those digital credentials to help the individuals gain and share industry endorsed with skills and employers, recognising that the workers in the construction sector are wide and varied, from the traditional white-collar worker through to the blue-collar worker and all points in between. How do we engage with that full breadth and give them the space and opportunity, and as was said earlier, the portability of those skills to allow them not just to do their job better, to become more vocationally engaged and give that transferability and transportability that we need. Next slide, please. Through the RISE programme, we're looking to inspire engagement, revolutionising the learning process by monetising the skills development. The training and transaction system developed by the project will reward learners as they achieve competence at certain levels with the cryptocurrency for skills exchange, the CERT coin. This innovative currency of skills and learning of the construction sector will embrace the digital transformation benefits, allowing the learner to be rewarded based on skills and time credits with task-based learning, stored in the digital individual learning account, and use those points to build up to the overall qualification they require. It's going to be easier and accessible, less time consuming, and still be a competitive way to upskill blue and white collar workers, as well as the market demand side, public administration, clients and owners. That pathway of learning allows the learner to engage and create their own non-linear pathway, to take the modules they require, to take the path they require, suitable for their own jobs, but also in harmony with their work life and home life, so that learning is not a burden, learning is a shared journey. And recognise that the learners will have the option of certification and or recognition, but both meeting industry requirements and the learners' requirements. Next slide, please. As we look at the build-up curve there, how do we harness all of that energy in that first part of the wave? Using all of the different modules that are created there and put them in a formula and put them in a format where the learner can take that. Step one is the harmonisation of activities, allowing all partners to feed into the system. Step two is the development of that complementary CPD pathway alongside the certification pathway. Step three is developing that online demand module where the learner can engage in their time and in the opportunity they require. And step four is rewarding the learner, letting them build up through what we call gamification skills, build up their cryptocurrency points and exchange those for the micro modules, the micro credentials and the certification. And our final slide is in summary. Next slide, please. In summary, the challenges not about the modules, it's about making sure the learner engages and uses the content to upskill and to move forward. So how we will develop and deliver an on-demand training scheme for digitalization towards sustainable energy tools, housed and delivered in a user-friendly methodology that will stimulate and engage via the Arise platform. We will use a circular economy approach using digital skills, stimulation and delivery across the entire building life cycle and the assets to decarbonise the entire built energy cycle. This approach harnesses the market drivers from the demand side and matches those with the impact targeted strategies and objectives to achieve comprehensive success. Arise represents a multifaceted approach to tackle the carbon footprint of construction across the whole life cycle. It is a pioneering training scheme of delivery and harnessing the opportunity and a socio-economic tool that will create the opportunity for the least innovative sector to become more innovative using digitalisation as the tool moving forward. We need to provide learners with every reason to return. When they engage in the learning process, it's not a sheep dip where it only happens once a year. It has to be a continual process. If we're serious about decarbonising the built environment, we need to make sure there's a circular process. The learner becomes engaged and stays engaged with task-based learning. Amandine and team, thank you very much indeed.